Yeah, it's funny. I give them a lot of books. And then I ask them, you know, did you read this? And, you know, and I'm trying to get them to understand that they leave us, and if I can leave them with one thing, that read, you know, tweak your mind, be curious. Most of the stuff I give them is what I think is pertinent to them. So sometimes it's a parable in that form, which is easier for them to read. That book wasn't, and I told him he needed to read it because there was a girl that was a college player that got injured and then kind of got demoralized when she wasn't playing well, and then how she built herself back, and then how she ended up having a great year, and how I said it's a great story for you to read. So he's a great kid. I've been telling him he's got like buzzard luck. Can't find anything to eat, nothing will die. I mean, he's like, I told him I've been praying for him. I just wanted him to break through. You want all these kids to play well. Johnny, you guys wouldn't know. He didn't even know. Johnny Juzang at the end of the game was why we were able to win the game. And you say, well, what did he do? Didn't score back? Because he had a calmness about him, taking it out of bounds, and we could throw it back, and and he knew where to go with the ball. Not Keon's fault. I had never played Keon in that position. So then you say, well, why did you have him take it out? Because I wanted a bigger lineup in, and he was the only one left to take it out. And that's when I said, but you can't. Johnny, get back in there. But
given how short your bench is, how critical was it to find a way to get something out of Nate again?
No, it was – I don't know if what I said at halftime. I said we're up 1 and we cannot make an open shot. We missed 10, like open, wide open, and you miss them. And I'm like – we're up 1. I'm whistling and dancing, skipping, going to the locker room. We can't make a shot, and we're still up 1. And so in the second half, we made the shots, which is why we got up 14 or 15. And then Ashton gets hurt, and they start pressing us, and we start throwing. We have people in positions we've never had, and we threw it all over. But you got to give them credit. They didn't stop. They've done this all year to everybody.
How is Ashton, John? And it seemed like the 3 guards kind of muddled through the first half. It really came alive in the second. How big was that?
Well, we had an idea. There are a lot of times that I'll watch the game from a year ago, unless the coach wasn't there. Then I won't watch the tape. But when I watched the tape, I saw that they did not play Ashton at our building, if you remember. And I kind of came in with the idea that they're not going to play Ashton again. And they put Watford on him and basically gave him space and just said, we're going to help. And that's why when, you know, I told Ashton, if they do that, you know, shoot the ball, man. You're shooting the ball great. You know, you can't. It's hard, though, to make shots when they're not playing you. I mean, that you may think, well, that's easy. No, you're looking like they're not even guarding me. But he made 2 threes in the second half, and I thought Emmanuel was great down the stretch again, just making baskets and threes. And then we ran when Nate made that 1 3, then I went right back at him, and he makes another 3. So I didn't ask him. I did tell the team, boy, we played well without Ashton. That'll get him back fast.
What did you see in the differences in the first half and the second half in three-point shooting? Emmanuel said it was just started to kind of average itself out.
Well, did he tell you it didn't average itself out last game? We were 2 for 22 last game. So sometimes it averages itself out, sometimes it doesn't. And, you know, when this team shoots it like that, I don't go crazy, because as long as you defend and you're in the game, you know, they're not machines. These kids are not computers. This isn't a game where they're on a TV screen. There's a lot of things right now. I got to get Tyrese down the stretch playing better. I mean, he's bank missing shots that could end a game, like bank missing. And we got to get him to where he has a different mentality. That means you can make him, but when that point in the game comes, you're not comfortable yet. So we got to talk him through it and say, okay, what are you thinking? What's your mind saying to you? We're saying we want you to score it. Are we wrong? You know, we want you to the free throw line. He went 1 for 2. I mean, gave them a chance. It would have been 7. So, but he's a freshman that we expect him to be a junior. That's what it is where we are.
John, just under 3 weeks left regular season. What do you like about your team, and what area do you still see you've got to improve?
Got a will to win. It means you got a chance. I like that we got a big guy, center. I like that we're playing 3 point guards. But we got to get, when you're playing with a shortened rotation, EJ, Nate, Nick, or EJ, Nate, Keon, and Johnny, got to add to the game. You got to come in and add. You can't ever take away. All you're doing is stepping in and adding to the game. EJ had some foul trouble today and did some good stuff, but you know, he and Keon and Nate and Johnny are probably the key to where this thing goes. And they don't have to be crazy out of their minds, but you got to give us, you got to add to what's going on.
Coach, I know 11 blocks is huge, but when you factor in the altered shots that you guys had, it seemed like after the first maybe 3, it was a little bit of timidness from LSU going to the rim. How big was protecting the rim tonight for you guys?
Well, I always say if you have no post presence, your team's a fraud. And that doesn't mean the guy has to be 7 foot, but you have to have someone in there that can do something both ways, scoring, dunking, something, and also, you know, making them shoot more jumpers than driving layups. Now, in the first half, they shot a bunch of layups. We weren't playing the pick and roll very well, but and let me say this team they're never out of it. I mean, I've watched. They've been, to be honest, up a bunch, and the game gets close. They've been down, and they come back and win. I mean, I watched the Texas game. I mean, they're up big, and all of a sudden it's a close game, and they pull away. You know, I'm glad we're done playing them. Let somebody else deal with this.
Cal, Nick has sort of come out of nowhere to become a real SEC Player of the Year contender. But should we start to be talking about Emmanuel quickly in that way? I mean, he's just consistently, no matter how he shoots it, he scores for you. 21 and 6 assists, 3 steals.
You know, guys, I'd like to have 5 and 6 guys have a game of 25. And the reason is you get in the NCAA tournament and you may need somebody to go crazy to win a game. So Nick has had 25, EJ has had 25, Ashton's had 25, Tyrese has had 25, Emmanuel hasn't. But he's playing so steady that I think in his mind that if I have to go get 25, I can. So I'm fine. So that means you got 5. I'd like one more guy, one of those other 3, to be able to step up and have a big game. You just want to be able to go into that tournament knowing that you have a team full of guys and you don't know who can go for 25. It makes you more balanced, make you even a better team. Why is everybody so quiet in here? This is like a morgue. Everybody's sleepy? So we got old people in here? Yes. Any other questions? Thank you.